Okay guys, this is Victor and I am back with another tutorial right here on FL Studio, and today we are going to be doing mixing again. And there's a reason why I want us to go on to mixing again, because a lot of subscribers are complaining they are confused, and then they want me to take it in a very few steps that they can be able to understand, that they can be able to follow up and do it on their own way. So in this today's tutorial is going to be a very special tutorial for every one of us. So what we are going to be doing, we are going to be doing a lot of this tutorial, and when this tutorial becomes so long, I'm going to be cutting it off short, so that maybe in the part 1 and part 2 of this tutorial. So without talking too much, I want us to listen to what we have on ground, what we are going to be working on. I want us to listen to it. So let me just turn on the effect. Okay, so now let's listen to what we are going to be doing right now. This vocal is already mixed, not yet mastered, so let's listen to it with plugs in on it. Anytime you come and feel her, she be the one I think of, yeah. She give me love in no bitter, she give me trust, she no faker. Anytime you call her, they pick up. You be the one I think of, yeah. So you can listen, you can see the way it goes. This vocal I just played for you right now is already been mixed and not yet mastered. I want you to understand something. That is the reason why you see that I am emphasizing on being mixed and not yet mastered. So now let's listen to the vocal when it is raw, no plugin on it. So you can see I'm getting rid of all the whole plugin. I am getting rid of all the whole plugin. So I want us to listen to it on a very raw note right now. Get rid of the delay and the reverbs also. So let's listen to it. Okay, let me play it from this place. She give me love in no bitter, she be the one I seek for. Anytime you come and feel her, she be the one I think of, yeah. She give me love in no bitter, she give me trust, she no faker. Anytime you call her, they pick up. You be the one I think of, yeah. Shout to baby. So now you can see, so there is a reason why I am trying to break down something here for you guys to see. As you can see, this vocal is already been, as in this is the way it's recorded into the mic with no plugin, no effect on it. Why am I trying to do this? What I'm trying to do is that I want you to understand, because in some aspect, when you are mixing and you are finding it difficult to mix, there's some kind of thing that is involved in this kind of stuff that can affect it. So I want you to spend 80% of your time when you are recording, why you spend 20% mixing. Put much effort on the recording aspect and just put a lesser effort on the mixing. So that is it. So you could listen to the vocal when it is raw without no plugin on it. You could listen to the way it sounds. That is what our mic gave to us, and that is what we are going to be working on. So when you are about to mix in an artist song, one of the things that need to come into your mind first is getting the key to the song. And how can you get the key to any kind of beat at all? So we have a lot of ways that we can get keys to a song, but for the sake of this tutorial, I want us to use a plugin called Auto Key to get the keys to this song. You can also use your cell phone, your Apple, and even your Android phone to get a key to any beat at all that you want to get a key for too. So what we are going to do right now is that I am going to solo the vocal and leave only the beat. So I want us to work on the beat right now. So let me look for auto key. auto key, yeah. Here we go. This is auto key. This auto key is a bundle of from auto for auto tune, so I use it in finding the key. But let's see if this thing can give us a correct key that I already have. So let's check it out. Okay, I think the key is given to us right now is, so now that is the key to our beat. I was thinking it was A major before. I work on the beat called A major just now, so I was thinking it was A major. So now what are we going to do now? You could see the way I found the key to this song that we are about to work on right now. So now what I'm going to do is that send to an auto tune. It's either you press send to an auto tune or you go to the auto tune yourself and set it off. So now we are done finding our key to our song. What we are going to do right now is that another thing that comes into your mind is that follow your vocal and your beat. So let's go into our vocal. Okay, now you can see I have a main vocal here which I titled main vocal, which I sent to this number 9 in my Mr. track. I know everybody knows about that. As a producer, you should know how to send to a Mr. track. So now what I'm going to do right now is that, okay, let me load up my auto tune. So I just load up my auto tune already. You can see my auto tune is already been loaded here. So now my key is being set. I think it's A major. Okay, my key is being set. You can see, I believe everybody knows how to set that. So now I have to my return speed. You can see the way everything is here. Return speed, you can see what I set there, which is I set it up to 0. There's a reason why I decided to set it up to 0, because this is an Afro song and this vocal is very thick, and then I just have to retune it to the extent I know it is not sounding robotic. That was the reason why you see me do it that way. I didn't humanize it because I think it is nice that way, but maybe some other vocals I can do that. Maybe some kind of tiny vocal that will be sounding very very tiny, and then having some kind of robot sound or all this kind of thing, then I might be having some kind of retouch on the humanizing. But for now, you can see, so here is all I did, and here is how it sounds with auto tune. Yeah, she give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey seek for. Anytime you come, I dey feel her. She be the one I dey think of. So listen to it without auto tune now. Tenor, A, and then major, all the way up. So let's listen to it without an auto tune. Yeah, she give me love in no bitter. That is it without auto tune, and with the auto tune it sounds this way. She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey seek for. So after getting your auto tune and then you have everything being reset, set your auto tune very well. What comes into your mind next is adding and cleaning up background noises that is not wanted, because the reason why you have to go into removing of noise is because you have to do that first. Remove background noise out of your vocal first, then you could talk about, then you can now talk about how to add plugin to boost your vocal, because when you don't get rid of those background noise, when you decided to add plugin to boost your vocal, when it's boosting your vocal, when it's boosting the sweet aspect of it, it's also boosting the noise, and when those things come together, they make your mix sound so hectic, and I believe you don't want to listen to that. So what we are going to do right now is adding a denoiser. I use denoiser from Fad Filter Pro G. You could see this is the denoiser I mostly use on most of my mix. I can use other denoiser, but I like using this one because this one is visual. I can get rid of some kind of stuff from this place. So what I do here is that let's listen to it with the denoiser. She give me. So you could see that the denoiser is taking away some kind of background noises that is not needed in this vocal. So what we do is that I just this threshold here, all I want to do here is that I will just minus it down, cut it down to minus 35.50 dB. You could see it. I have to tune it down. You see, if you cut it too much, it's going to make your vocal sound so tiny and then sound so, I don't know how to explain it, like sounds like maybe the person is scared of the microphone or scared of singing or something. So what we are going to do here is that now I just cut it to this minus 35 point something dB. Okay, let me just cut it there. Okay, to remove some background noise. So let's listen to it with it. I don't know if you are noticing some kind of background noise. See? So what this noise gates do is that when you are singing, it will open, and when the artist's vocal is not coming in anymore, it will close any noise that is supposed to come in. So that is what the Gate Pro G do. So that is the reason why you always have to use it on your mix when you are mixing, because it helps a lot. So after adding that, now we already get rid of background noise already. So what comes into your mind next that you are supposed to do is our Fad Filter EQ Pro EQ2. So you could see what I did here. So what we are going to do here is that let's listen to it with the EQ. So what I did here is that you can see I decided to cut the low part of it, because this low part of it is not needed. There is a reason why it's not needed, is that when you didn't cut up this kind of low part of it in your songs, there is a limit that you can cut it up. Maybe some kind of female vocal we can be using up to like that kind of 150 dB, but in this vocal I'm using up to 200 because this is a male vocal. But in some case, some male can be tiny, so I just have to cut it into 200 and something here, 205 here. So now what I did here is that in a way you can cut this. Let's listen to what we cut off and see. So you could listen to what I cut off. So now what you are going to do is that you play with your EQ, cut the low part. Most important, you have to do this because this is very important. You cut the low part of it off, and when you cut it off, you can see what I did here again. I don't know if you understand. I am trying to cut out some kind of frequency that is not needed in this vocal. Those frequency can affect your vocal, like when maybe someone is listening to your song with an headset or an earpiece. So I want to urge everybody watching this video right now that I want you to put on your headset or even your earpiece at all, so that you can listen to some kind of little harshness that we are trying to get rid of. So here is what we are going to do. So now this is what I get rid of here. So I don't know if you are listening to it. That is the harshness we are trying to get rid. It is not needed and it's not wanted, so it can affect your vocal when in time of mastering, because when they are mastering the song, you discover that some kind of harshness will start pumping out. So you need to treat them from this place. Get get rid of them from this place, so that when it comes to mastering, your song won't sound so annoying and all this kind of stuff. So now here is another harshness I need to get rid of. Let's listen to it. So I have to get rid of that harshness there because it's not needed and it's very annoying. So I have to get rid of that now. So now after getting rid of all these things on my EQ, you can have more than how many points of how you want to get rid of, but for me I just have to get rid of these two because they are not needed and they are very harsh. So now for instance, if I want to get rid of another one, for instance, I'll do it this way and then I'll look for it, swim around, look for it. Let's go. So now let me get rid of this one. This one is annoying also. So you can see. She give me love in no bitter. So you could see how clean and sweet the vocal looks right now. So now after doing those kind of cutting of some harshness on the EQ right now, so what comes into your mind right now is that it's your compressor. So let's go into compressor, and this compressor is also from FabFilter. I love using FabFilter plugins a lot because they give me some kind of visual look that I like, and it helps me a lot because I can see what I am doing and I can see the way the vocal passing through it. So now after adding my compressor right now, this is what it sounds. So now as a producer, now what you notice on this compressor we just added is that this compressor added an auto gain to it. And what is this, an auto gain? This auto gain is something that when you add this compressor to it, it will automatically boost your vocal from the regular volume to a higher kind of volume. So now it is less for you now to treat your vocal using everything here now to treat your vocal. So one of the things I want to use to treat the vocal is using this threshold. Now I have to tone up, I'll tone down this threshold into minus 19.556 dB. I have to just tune it. You can see. Let me play it. She give me love in no bitter. She be the one and the sick. So now you can see what I just did. Now I just decided to just pick up some kind of higher level of these songs, those kind of vocals that is going higher. So what compressor does is that compressor helps your vocals to stay on the same equal level when you are singing. You know, there's some kind of song that you are singing, maybe your voice, one part of the song will be louder than the other part. So we don't want it to be that way. We want our song to be on the same volume. So this is what the compressor do. It compress your vocal, bring the higher part of it into normal level and boost the lower part to a normal volume for your songs to be singing, to be staying on the normal equal volume with the rest of the vocal. So that is what your compressor do. So after touching the threshold, I went down to the ratio. Then I have to just tune it down a little bit. Then the attack, this is an Afro song, so you have to work on your attack very well. I just have to raise my attack up, and after using the attack, I have to bring down my release down into 5.54.0 ms. So you could see, so that I want my compressor to be working hardly on the vocal. So I'll tune it up to attack it very well. While the release, I'll bring down the release so that my vocal can be passing through the compressor easily. So that is what the compressor does. So with every setting of it now, it sounds this way. She give me love in no bitter. She be the one and the. So now after adding your compressor, what comes into your mind now next as a producer is adding another compressor. I used to compress on this, and this compressor is a stock plugin from FL Studio. So now I use this compressor. There is a reason why I like using this compressor, because I understand it, but prefer using the far filter compressor because it gives me the visual look, just as I said earlier. So now this one now is that the reason why I like using this one is that I like using 2 compressors. If possible, I can use 3 compressors. If possible, I can even use 4 compressors. But I used 2 compressors on my song in case. I don't know the reason why I'm saying in case, but I like using 2 compressors on my vocals. So now what I did here is that touching the threshold of this one also, you can see into minus 28.8 dB. The other one was 17. This one is 28. So you could understand the little techniques on what I am doing here that is making the song sounding the way you like it. So now you can see what I did. The attack of this one now, you can see what I am doing. It is 22.8 ms. The other attack is more higher than this, and then this release is more lower than the other one, and this ratio is more higher than the other one. So you could see. So now after I add this plugin, now I lose a lot of volume on this one. So listen to it and see. Yeah, she give me love in no bitter. So now after adding this compressor right now I lose a lot of volume, in which I need to try and get back. So what I have to do is that have some gain here. So I have to gain this vocal into 6.6 dB. So I regain all the volume I already lost. So I have to regain the volume here. So now after doing that, what I did next is that the type, I want my vocal to be very soft, so I have to tune it to soft. You could see hard, you could see vintage, you could see medium, you see a lot of these things, but I just want it to be soft, so I have to tune it into soft. I like using this soft aspect because it's very nice. So when you put it on soft, you could see the way it sounds. Yeah. She give me love in no bitter. She be the one. It makes my vocal look very soft and very clean. So that is what I did there. So now what comes into your mind next is adding a saturation plugin into it. And this saturation plugin is also from Fat Filter also. So I would like you to try get a Fat Filter bundle and do it like the way I do it. Maybe you can do it more than the way I also do it. So it's just a matter of probability on how you find your own sounds looking good to your own expectation and the way you wanted to do it. So now what I did in this is that I have to touch this drive. I have to drive it a little bit. So with it sounds this way. She give me love in no bitter. I touch this drive, so the high pass of it, I have to plus it a little bit into plus 2.21 dB. I have to add this one also. This one is not even up to a dB, it's just 0.79 dB, because some vocals, this part, mostly the harshness is mostly found on this place, so I don't really want to high it up a little bit. I just touched a little bit. So the mid-range, I like adding mid-range to some of my vocals depending on the person that's use it. So now I just add a little bit of mid-range, which is not even up to 1 dB. So now the bass part of it, now I have to bring it down. I duck it down a little bit, which is minus 1.8 dB. So you can see the little techniques I did there. So with all these techniques, it sounds this way. So let me put on the instrumental. She give me love in no bitter. So you see the little techniques of what I am doing, and I believe that everybody is following what I am trying to get here. So now the next thing that comes into my mind next as a producer for my vocal is adding radiator. So what this radiator does is that this radiator is a plugin. I got it from the plugin called Sam Toy's plugin. That is where I got this radiator from. So what I do on this radiator is that after adding this radiator, the reason why I add radiator to most of my vocals is that radiator giving the brightness to be able to sit on my beat, so it gives you that shyness to be able to shine over my beat. So in some kind of mixing of vocals, I think the aspect is that you need to focus more on the voice of the artist more than the beat. So because the voice is most needed more than the beat. So what you do, I remember when I don't do this, or when I don't produce, most times we always focus on the beat. We forgot the vocal, but we don't know the kind of techniques that happen that make the vocal to sound and sit on the beat on that way. So what I did here is that I just only touch here, tune it a little bit. So after tuning this, I didn't touch the bass aspect of it, and I didn't touch any other thing from this place. All I have to do is just touch it that way, and then I have to just put it on clean, then tune this to mic, not line. You can see. So now let's listen to it with it.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey seek for. Anytime you come and dey feel her, she be the one I dey think of, yeah.
So there's a lot of different right now. So you can see a lot of different that this is giving. So now after doing all those kind of stuff, now this is the sound we just got. So now after adding your radiator, what comes into your mind next as a producer? I'm adding another EQ to it, and this EQ is from FL Studio, and it's a stock plugin. So it's a parameter EQ2. So what we do right now is that the reason why I just added this EQ is that I just want to boost some kind of aspect, the sweet part of the vocal. So I boost it at this middle here, at this edge of this 5 now. So let's listen to it, because the reason why I'm boosting it here is that I want to add some kind of little present for it to shine on my beat. So let me give you one secret right now. So when I go to the channel of my beat, you could see I added an EQ to it. When I added this EQ to it, I have to duck down this aspect of the mid-range. Why am I ducking down this aspect on this beat? Some producers do this, some producers says that they don't do this, it will reduce the quality of the beat, but I do this because when I do it, it gives my vocals an opportunity to be able to sit on my give my vocals the opportunity to sit on my beat. So when I do that now, so when I do that, I duck down the beat, and then I raise up the vocal aspect. So when I raise up this vocal aspect, now it will give the present of the vocal on the beat. So let's listen to it with it.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey seek for. Anytime you come and dey feel her, she be the one I dey think of, yeah. She give me love in no bitter. She give me trust, she no fake.
So now you could see a little, all the whole changes that is happening. So what you do as a producer is just little things that you just do can transform your vocal into something that you never imagined. So these little things that you see that I'm doing, I'm not doing too much, I'm just adding some kind of little stuff into it, and it's already changing our vocal to something very mature and something very standard. So now what I have to do next after adding that is that I'm adding a stereo expander to it. I don't know if anybody know what stereo expander is. Stereo expander, what stereo expander does is that stereo expander helps our vocals to sound full to the speakers, sound full when anybody listening to it. It can spread out our vocals both back and front, make our vocals to sound full to our headset, our speakers, and even our earpiece, earpod, and any other device that you are using to listen to the song, so that our song can be able to stand out on any place your song is being played, whether on any occasion or any big speaker or anywhere you play the song. So this is what this stereo expander does. This stereo expander can expand your vocals to sound very full to your speakers. So listen to it now. So if you are truly using your headset now, you can understand the kind of what I am saying and what I am not saying. So what I did here is that this stereo expander was down, so after adding it to it now, I have to tune it a little bit. So let me play the song while tuning it. So you don't take it down this way. All you have to do is that just add a little bit. Mixing is all about adding little and removing some kind of unwanted frequency. Some upcoming producer, what they do is that they just see plugin, the talk is adding everything to it can just transform your vocal. Just adding a little to it can do a lot of things than adding everything onto it. So I just add a little of this to it now, and it already transformed the vocal already. So let's listen to it.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sit for.
So after adding that, after tuning this, I add a little bit of texture to it. You can see, tune it to the limit you want to add to it. So you can see what I did there, just a little bit of texture to it. So now after adding this, I'm already been through with my vocal, because my vocal is already sounding the way I want my vocal to sound. So I want us to just listen to it and just try and observe something.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sit for. Anytime you come, I dey feel her. She be the one I dey think of, yeah. She give me love in no bitter. She give me trust, she no fake am. Anytime you call, I dey pick up. You be the one I dey think of, yeah. Shout to baby, give me plenty.
Now you can see that. So you can see how it sounds with all the plugin we just added. You can see the way I took it step by step. I am not adding everything, I'm just adding little stuff to this plugin, and it's already transforming our vocal already. So now I think I have a delay here, delay 3. So let's just talk about this delay right now. So now what I do in this delay is that I just have to like select this pink pan preset here. After selecting the pink pan preset, just have to do like touch a little bit part of this, set my time, then set my level of the delay. So what this delay 3 does when you set it into that pink pan is that it spread out your vocals. So just listen to it how it sounds.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sit for. Anytime you come, I dey feel her. She be the one I dey think of, yeah.
So now you can listen to how it sounds. I think you'll be thinking that it's performing the same function just like the stereo expander. Yeah, it's actually not performing the same function just like the stereo expander. What it's doing is that it's trying to like maybe echo out what you said in many form, and echoing it is putting it back of the vocal. It's not bringing it to the front of the vocal, so it's echoing at the back of the vocal. So that is what it does. So now after adding this plugin now, so now we are through with adding of the plugin to our vocals now, and then our vocal is already sounding in a very clean form that we want it to sound, but it is still dry. So what we are going to add now is that we are going to go into adding of reverb to our song. So I don't add reverb into my vocals directly. So what I do is that I just create another mister in this mister now. What I will do is that I will just create another form of this level right now. So now I'll just sidechain it to this main vocal, and then I'll just title it reverb, just like I title it verb now. So now what I will do is that after, I don't know if you guys know how to sidechain a vocal, but let's do it this way. All I'll do is that just click on the main vocal that you want to sidechain your reverb to. You come down, you right click it, So you come down, you right click it, you can see, then you say sidechain to this track. You could see that there is a connection between this and this. There's a connection between the main vocal and the verb now. So this connection now, this is what is going to perform. So after having this connection now, all I have to do is go into that channel now, then I add a reverb to it. So the reverb I use here is old school verb. I mostly like using Valhalla vintage verb, but in this aspect of this vocal, I think I like using this old school verb on this vocal, because I think the old school verb sounds on it, you could listen to the pattern of the song and then it sounds like old school stuff. So let's do it this way. So after adding this to it, I decided to bring down my dry. So anytime you sidechain, you have to bring down your dry, because if you don't bring down your dry, the volume of of this and this, when they merge together, it will be giving you a very high volume. And so after bringing the dry aspect of it, as you can see, what I did next is that just to set my vocal into a smooth reverb. So after setting it into a smooth reverb, I just have to go into my preset here, call this plate reverb now. So after selecting this plate reverb, I have to just activate it. So after activating it, this is how my reverb sounds. This is how it sounds.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I sit for. Anytime you come on the figure.
So you will see now step on what I am adding. You're understanding what I am doing. So after adding this reverb to it, I discovered that my reverb is very much. So I want to control my reverb. So how do I control my reverb? That was the reason why you see that I have to do a sidechain here. So this sidechain now could help me get rid of my reverb and add more. So let's do it and see. So to see the way I'm taking the volume up, as I'm taking it up, you can see what I am trying to do. I'm trying to get the amount of reverb that match to my vocal. So just watch as I'm taking it up.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I sit for. Anytime you come on the figure, she be the one I think of. Yeah, she give me love in no bitter. She give me trust, she no fake.
So now you can see the way it sounds. Now I just tune down the as in bring down the volume of the reverb. No, I can control the volume of my reverb from this place. That is exactly what I was trying to do. So now after adding that reverb, now I want my vocals to sound like there's no reverb on it. So what do? In that box of that reverb, I have to add an EQ to it. So after adding an EQ to it, I have to take down the high pass of it and the low part of it. So with it sounds this way.
She give me love in no bitter.
So now you can see that my vocal is already sounding as if there is no reverb on it, while there is a reverb present at the back of the vocal. So this is what the EQ do. So after doing that, after adding it, taking down all this aspect, I have to take down another here around this number 6 here. There's a noise here I don't like in the reverb, so I have to duck it down, just like the way we do in the other EQ there. So I have to do the same thing here on the reverb now. So anything I'm doing here is only the reverb I'm touching. I am not playing with my vocal, because my vocal is already perfect the way I want it to be. So it's already being kept somewhere for me, saved now. So anything I am doing here now is only affecting my reverb, not my vocal anymore. So that is it. So after adding that, I think we are through with the aspect of the reverb. But to me, there's something I decided to add. So I like this shimmer reverb. I decided to add this shimmer to it. So after adding this shimmer to it, this is how it sounds.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I sit for.
Can you see the loud sound there? That is what this Valhalla shimmer does. that loud sound at the end of the distance after I pause it, the way it's sprayed out, that is what this shimmer does. So this shimmer, what I just did here, just touch the mixing. I just have to play with this. I don't know how to explain this to you, but as a producer, if you know what you are really doing, mixing, you know what mix does, like reducing the volume of the amount of the Valhalla shimmer you are adding. Just reduce it, shifting it the way you want it to start, the feedback you want to hear, just like that. You just have to just play around it, and you will get what really matches to your vocal. So I don't know if everybody like using the shimmer, but for me, I like using shimmer on some of my vocals. Why I don't like using shimmer on some of my vocals? So listen to it with the shimmer.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sick for. Anytime you come and dey feel her, she be the one I dey think of. Yeah, she give me love in no bitter. She give me trust, she no fake up. Anytime you call, I dey pick up. You be the one I dey think of. Yeah, shout to baby.
So now you can see what the transformation, you can see what we are trying to do there, and the transformation of what is happening there. Now I am done adding my reverb, and my reverb sound perfect on my vocal now. So I want to add a delay to my song now. What I am going to do here is that adding a delay to my song, I have to still have to do another side chaining, so that when I side chain, I can control my volume of my delay from this place also. So you do it that way. So when I go to my delay box, I add delay 2 here. So this is delay 2 from FL Studio also. So after adding this delay 2, all I have to do here is that just cut it a little bit here, have some kind of timing into 4 step according to your tempo. Bring down the dry. You can see that I brought down the dry aspect in my reverb. That was because I have to do sidechain. So anytime you do sidechain that way, you need to bring down your dry aspect of it, because if you don't bring it down, it's going to be adding another extra volume to your vocal that you don't like, and it's going to mix up all your mix. So make sure you bring down the dry aspect of it. So when I brought down the dry aspect of it, just do all this setting now. This is how it sounds.
She give me love, she give me love, she be the one, she be the one, and they say.
So that was very, very annoying, and then the delay is very annoying. So now, because I already gave you the privilege now that you could be able to tone down, can be able to play with your delay using this volume aspect of this here, of this mixer now. So what you have to do is that play your song. After playing your song, just adding the delay little.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sick for.
So I think I like this delay on this aspect. I like the way it sounds now. So this little volume of the delay I added to it is fine. Remember, I already add one delay, this delay 3 there, so I'm adding delay 2 here now. So now after adding that delay, now what I want to do is that I want to add an EQ to it. So after adding this EQ to it, now you can see that I took down the high pass and the low pass. So what I did there was that the reason why I'm adding this, because I don't want my delay to sound so harsh. I just want it to sound very smooth and just flowing with the song. So I decided to select a radio form here. You can see after selecting it, select it so that I want my delay to be having some kind of radio sound at the back. So let's take a look at it.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sick for.
So how many of you can hear it? So I just decided to raise the volume up so I can hear it, you can feel it. So I'm bringing it back to its normal position.
She give me love in no bitter. She be the one I dey sick for. Anytime you come, I dey feel her.
That is all about our mixing. And that is going to be all about everything, and that is all the simple techniques that you need to do. If I'm going to be breaking down, if I'm very fast on this video, you let me know, so that in any tutorial I'm going to be bringing up next, so that I'll know how to break it down and take it step by step, so that you will understand it much better. And if you find anything difficult, confusing that I didn't touch on this aspect of this tutorial, just drop a comment for me, and then I promise I'm going to attend to you on those aspects. So thank you everybody, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And then I'm very happy for you, for all of my subscribers who have been subscribing and been following it up, who have been dropping comment and all this kind of stuff. I really appreciate everything. And then just subscribe to my channel, and I keep on posting more new update of videos that is going to boost you and your career as an artist. Thank you very much. My name is Victor.